Before I tell you what happened, I need to say this. You should always listen to the small voice that warns you something's wrong, even when it whispers. Even when you convince yourself you're overreacting, paranoid, or imagining things. Fear sometimes is just your brain noticing what your heart is too slow to admit. I used to think I was brave, or maybe just practical. I've been scraping by, chasing credentials and side jobs, telling myself I was building towards something. That's what everyone says in their 20s, right? That you're in the building phase, even when it feels like you're drowning. If you told me that a simple job listing would change the way I see people forever and make me question whether I narrowly escaped death, I would have laughed. I didn't believe life worked like that, but it does. This isn't your typical scary story. There are no ghosts or monsters, just people. And sometimes that's worse. Still, I want to share this story not to terrify you, but to remind you that your instincts matter. The world hides darkness in ordinary places. Under neon lights, behind friendly smiles, in hotel pools that smell of chlorine and decay. So, if you're struggling right now, hustling, applying, surviving, please be careful what you say yes to. Some opportunities are traps wrapped in paychecks. Here's how I learned that the hard way. I was 2 years out of undergrad, caught in that uncomfortable limbo where everyone else seemed to be moving forward, and I was just treading water. I graduated with a degree in kinesiology, not useless, but not in demand either, and I was working toward an online graduate certificate in exercise physiology. Between classes, I bounced between side gigs, substitute teaching, delivering groceries, temping at a front desk. My life was a rotation of job boards and disappointment. One night, around 11 p.m., I was scrolling Indeed again, that familiar purgatory of vague postings and unrealistic requirements. I was half asleep when I saw the headline that made me stop. Private lifeguard, $30 per hour, hotel in Miraflores. Miraflores was 2 towns over, a small place most people just pass through on their way to the city. But $30 an hour? That was double what I was making anywhere else. I clicked. The description was short, oddly short. Seeking certified lifeguard for private evening hours, 5 p.m., 1 a.m. at hotel property. Must be professional, discreet, and reliable. Must not speak Spanish. That last line, must not speak Spanish, didn't make sense. Miraflores was 70% Hispanic, and most guests at hotels there were bilingual or Spanish-speaking families. Why would that be a requirement? It hit me as odd enough that I reread it twice. But then again, I was desperate. My rent was due, and my savings were fading fast. So, I told myself it was nothing, maybe a language uniformity thing. Or maybe they just wanted someone who blend in with the guests without overhearing management drama. Still, the irony was sharp. I'm half Mexican, and my Spanish is fluent. My mom made sure of that. I stared at that sentence for a long time before deciding to ignore it. I applied anyway. I didn't expect to hear back, but I did within hours. The next day, around 9 a.m., I got an email from someone named the Stabbin. We liked your application. Can you come in this evening? 7 p.m. is fine. There was no phone number, no last name. The message was signed only, E-Still. Something about the speed of the reply felt flattering. Like they'd been waiting for someone just like me. When I arrived that evening, the sun was dipping behind the hills, turning the sky pink and gray. The hotel was small, the Vista Azul, a faded building that had once been luxury, now trying to pass as boutique. Its neon sign flickered between Vista Azul and Vista Azul. Inside, the lobby was quiet, but the air smelled faintly of bleach and stale perfume. A young man at the desk smiled when I said I was there for the lifeguard position. He picked up the phone, said something rapid in Spanish. I caught Lego, meaning he's here, and waved me toward the pool area. Out back, I met the first guy. He was maybe in his 30s, with an easy smile and forearms tanned from real work. His name was Esteban. He shook my hand like he was testing my grip. So, you're the applicant, he said. You've got lifeguard certification. Yes. Yeah, I said. Red Cross, current due next year. Good. He nodded, then looked toward the building as another man approached. That's when I met the tall one, the one everyone later called Hefe. He was about 6'3", dressed too nicely for a poolside meeting. White shirt, dark slacks, no tie. His expression didn't match Esteban's friendliness. He studied me like a problem to solve. Without introduction, he started talking in Spanish. Hablas español, verdad? I froze. I knew instantly this was a test. I let my face go blank. Sorry, I don't understand. He smiled slowly, eyes narrowing. Then he glanced at Esteban, who gave a small laugh. Just a joke, Esteban said quickly, switching back to English. We like to mess with people. Don't worry about it. But the way Hefe looked at me made it clear. He didn't believe me. Not yet. He stepped closer. Pool opens late now. People come, they pay. You lifeguard. You take money. You call me if trouble. His English was stiff, deliberate. Got it, I said. He continued. Some guests wear blue wristbands. If you see, you let them in pool house. You don't ask questions. You don't go inside. Clear? I nodded. Good. He handed me a small envelope, my first night's pay, in cash. Start tomorrow, he said. The first few nights felt almost normal. The pool was small but clean, lit by flickering underwater lamps that made the water look like liquid glass. Guests came and went, couples, a few families, some local kids who clearly weren't staying there, but paid me $20 for access. Hefe had been right. The pool was open late, and people were paying cash to use it. I kept a little ledger like I'd been told. Every now and then, someone with a blue wristband would arrive. They always came alone. They'd nod, show me the wristband, and walk toward the pool house, a squat concrete building with a keypad lock behind the hedge. They were always there about an hour. When they came out, their expressions were strange. Not relaxed, not nervous, just unreadable. Some carried backpacks that looked heavier than when they'd gone in. One man, tall and sweating, tipped me $50 for keeping the water safe. Another, a woman in sunglasses at midnight, handed me a folded $100 bill and said, "You didn't see me, okay?" I laughed awkwardly, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. When I called Hefe once to mention that people were overpaying, he cut me off. It's good. Means they like the service. Keep it. That's when it clicked. Something wasn't right. I told myself it wasn't my business. I needed the money. It was my 6th week on the job when everything changed. It was a Thursday, humid and heavy, and the pool was crowded for once. Some local families had paid to swim. Kids were shrieking, the usual chaos. I noticed Hefe sitting at one of the corner tables, rare for him to be there, drinking from a tumbler of something amber. Next to him, a boy, maybe 6 or 7, splashed in the shallow end. The boy's laughter echoed across the pool. I didn't know who he was until later. It happened fast. One moment, the kid was chasing a beach ball. The next, he was under. At first, no one noticed. Kids go under all the time. But I caught the way the ball drifted unbothered, the way the water's still where he'd been. Training took over. I dove in, pulled him up, performed CPR while people crowd around shouting. When he sputtered and started crying, the relief hit me so hard I almost cried too. Then I looked up and saw Hafer watching me. His face, I'll never forget it. A mix of fury and gratitude, like I'd stolen something from him and saved it at the same time. He picked up his son, nodded once at me, and walked away without a word. That night, after my shift, Esteban brought me a beer. "Hefe's happy with you," he said, smiling. "Not many people make him happy." "His kid okay?" "He'll be fine. Hefe says you got good instincts. You might get a raise soon." He clinked his bottle against mine. That should have made me feel good. It didn't. 2 nights later, there was a gathering by the pool. Not a party, exactly, but something like it. A few of the regulars were there, including some of the blue wristband people. They were drinking, laughing, talking in Spanish. I sat on my lifeguard chair, pretending to watch the water, but I could hear them. One man, heavyset, loud, wearing gold chains, raised his glass and said in Spanish, "To all the money we're making and all the lives we're destroying." They laughed. My stomach dropped. That was the moment it became real. Whatever they were doing, it wasn't harmless. It wasn't just sketchy bookkeeping or smuggling perfume. It was bad. That night, when I got home, I couldn't sleep. My brain replayed that line over and over. A few days later, near closing, my phone buzzed my mom. She doesn't speak English, so our conversations are always in Spanish. I stepped behind the maintenance shed to take it. We talked for 5 minutes about Rick, about her arthritis, about how she missed me. When I hung up and turned around, Esteban was standing there. He didn't say anything for a long time, just stared. Then finally, "How long you been speaking Spanish?" My heart stuttered. I tried to smile. "Just talking to my mom. She was teaching me some words." He didn't blink. "You said you didn't know Spanish." "Yeah, not really. Just basic stuff." "She talks, I listen." He nodded slowly, like he was filing something away in his mind. Then he smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Come early tomorrow," he said. "We've got a new opportunity for you." He handed me a few $100 bills, crisp and warm from his pocket. For being loyal, he said. That was the last time I saw him. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, my mind racing through possibilities. What did new opportunity mean? Did they know? Was it a test? I thought about going, just showing up, seeing what they wanted, but deep down, I already knew that would be a mistake. So I didn't. I turned off my phone, didn't answer emails, didn't drive near Miraflores again. For weeks, I lived like a ghost. Every time I heard tires outside, I froze. Every time a dark SUV passed by, my chest tightened. Even months later, I'd catch myself scanning rooms, checking mirrors, waiting for someone to show up. I've thought a lot about what really happened at the Vista Azul. The simplest explanation is the most likely. I was a cover. They needed a legitimate employee, someone who looked official, someone who'd make the whole operation seem normal if anyone asked questions. If police ever came snooping, they could point to me. Look, we hire certified lifeguards. We run a family-friendly pool. They probably didn't even care that I didn't speak Spanish. Maybe they just didn't want someone who could overhear the wrong words. But when Esteban caught me speaking to my mom, that illusion shattered. Suddenly, I wasn't safe anymore. And I'll never forget that last look he gave me, curious, calculating, like he was deciding whether to let me keep existing. Sometimes I dream about that pool. It's always the same. The water is black, bottomless. I'm sitting in the lifeguard chair, and someone with a blue wristband is walking toward the pool house. When they open the door, the light inside is too bright, and I can see my own reflection in the water, but I'm not breathing. Then I wake up, drenched in sweat, heart racing. I never reported any of it. I told myself it was too late, that no one would believe me. Maybe that was cowardice. Maybe it was survival. All I know is this: the Vista Azul closed 2 years later. Some plumbing issue, they said. But every time I pass that exit sign on the highway, I feel that same pulse of dread. And I remember the whisper that started it all. The part of me that said this doesn't feel right. I should have listened sooner. Because sometimes the scariest things in the world aren't found in haunted houses or ghost stories. They're in job postings. They're in smiling men who pay in cash. They're behind locked doors with blue wristbands.